What's going on, everybody? Welcome. This steak video brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Gonna cook up this creamy steak. It's part of my reward for chest day. Creamy. Just got done cutting up these ribeyes. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna experiment with how I cook them. And if it ends up shitty, like, oh well. Because usually when I cook steak, like I just get them cold out of the fridge. Like I don't deal with bringing them to temp and all that. But this steak is pretty much just about, or, well, it's a little cold. But it's warm. You know, it's not like freezer cold or whatever. I'll salt that bitch up. Nice good amount, creamy. Some of that spinalis in there. It's been a long time since I have cooked a ribeye. For a while there, you know, it's just been like whatever cheap cut is on sale, like top sirloin fillets. If I'm lucky, maybe a chuck eye if the price is right. Which chuck eye, to be fair, is pretty close to a ribeye though. It's so good on chest day. No, but I'm gonna try fucking around. I'm not gonna have the pan like scorching, ripping, fucking like hot. So let's see. It's kind of like on a medium high kind of a setting. I'm curious what that'll do. How, you know, get that oil in there, get that smoking a little bit. Like usually I have this shit on like fucking high heat, you know what I'm saying? Get that like blast, like, I want to feel that sear like inside me, you know? So now we are ready, let's say. I'll drop that juicy boy in there. And I picked, I feel like, a pretty good prime rib roast. So it was the iron one that had like a nice solid calf. And I felt like pretty much every steak that I managed to cut from the roast had like a nice good solid spinalis right there. Nice and about that thick. About that thick right there. About that thick. Well, I'm just curious if I can maybe you know, instead of just high heat one side for like a minute, high heat, you know, give it a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm gonna go wipe this down real quick while you just ASMR that. That ain't just a fucking beautiful sight though, man. I thought it was interesting that when you buy the roast, they already have the the rib section cut off, you know, so they're not bone-in ribeyes. But I thought about, you know, making them like thick boys, you know, kind of like a nice, like, you know, 1.5 inches, like 2. But if I'm like, you know, being real with myself, like, shouldn't be eating all that red meat in one sitting. I feel like I would stretch it more if I can pick more steaks. And I got like, what, 6 out of them, plus kind of a little shitty one at the ale because it wasn't like, the roast wasn't like perfectly squared up, but it's gonna be creamy. It's gonna be good. Oh, I just got a steak. Oh, shit. You could put pepper on your steak as well, but I only have like ground, and this shit tends to burn, like these big pieces of it. I'll probably just, you know, give it a minute. Or so. Flip it here in a second. We also have got our little side course brewing down here. Center up. There we go. Look at that fiber, yo. Holy shit. I've been wanting to like Brussels sprouts for a while, but they were out today, and every time it seems I go over to produce, they just look so shitty and like wilted and like. Because even like the day before, like a couple days before Christmas, I'm over there and I'm like, how is this all of what y'all have? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm just trying to get a nice crust forming. I mean, there's still a fair bit of glaze, like, without flipping it a couple of times, see if it gets better. Like I said, it's just a experimental run right here. Also hydrate. Cheers. You know, I love beer, but that's working out and stuff, so gotta get that water in you. I weighed myself today, and I am a whopping 138 pounds wet. So if you take off like 2 pounds for like, you know, my uniform, and like, well, I wasn't even wearing my apron with all my shit in it, and like 2 pounds from maybe being a little bit constipated, even though I've been pooping fairly regularly. That puts me about like 134, which is pretty huge, starting at 125 to 134. So good and clean. And get that protein. Yeah, you've been a fat boy. Yeah, you're a fat fucking little naughty steak. Shit. I'm pretty stoked on this though, man. Damn, that's a good looking fucking ribeye. Fuck. Enough for my fucking protein and fucking chest day at the gym. Chest day at the gym. See what we're looking like now. Oh yeah, it's fucking gray as hell down there. I don't even know why, bro. I'm gonna do something as well. You see, I was starting to kind of curl up. Like this fat is curling up, so it's lifting up off the pan. I'm just going to cut a little slit in the fat. Just to kind of, yeah. Just with that kind of band. Try a pair of scissors to do this. There we go. That way it releases. Helps it cook more evenly. Honestly, I feel like the steak's just about done here in a second. I've seen people where they cook it to a certain point and then they rest it and then they put the steak back in and then baste it after it's rested for a little while, and they'll finish the full cook time. I don't know if that, might try that one day. Curious how that would go. Yeah, I definitely got a pretty shit sear on this. I don't know why. I thought. Honestly, I should have just cut this thicker. Nice and thick. Yeah, that stuff is looking done. Right? It's saying 122, but it's still pink inside there. It goes 122. We're gonna pull that bitch. I can show you my asparagus. See how that's looking? Check on that. That's coming along. Still definitely needs a little while. Take it off the burner. Let's season this shit up. I hit it with that Everglades. With some of that Cavender's. Can't like fucking do this shit and do this at the same time. Jesus Christ. I'm so drunk on gains right now, bro. We'll pop that back in the oven. I mean, I don't like to take it to where like it's like all charred to fuck, but I mean they're pretty close to where I like them. I feel like they get kind of soggy and drippy with oil after a while, and I feel like the flours are already pretty much like crusted up how I like them. Wow. Wow. I don't know, I didn't feel like having a Snoop Dogg concert in here again with all that fucking smoke. I feel like I've cooked steak like 5 times this past week, and it's just like... But anyways, yeah, I'll just take some photos when it's all done. Another thing as well with ribeyes is that, like, to be honest, I don't eat this, like, these globs of fat. Like, I feel like maybe, like, it adds to the, like... Anyways, bye!